Hello and welcome back to EPIC48 with Intel. I am still Affinity. This time I'm on my own, but I won't be for long. This is the Esports News Roundup. Now, we're doing things a little bit differently. If you've been kicking around for a couple of lands, you'll know that we do this, usually once at the start to sort of set the stage, the teams, the groups, who's going to be here, who to keep an eye out for. This time, we're going to be doing daily recaps. And, well, I'm not alone on this one. Usually the wonderful admins give me a little bit of insight, but we're going straight to the source of the hype this time round. We're going to be getting the casters up to come and chat to us. Now, the question is, CS Valorant, where do we start? Now, I don't want to make you both race up here to fight for who gets it first, but I think we'll go CS first. Just because you're looking at me here, and that means, unfortunately, you have fallen victim to my trap. So Yuri's going to come up. This is one of our incredible CS casters who is now third LAN, I want to say. Second LAN. I missed your first, I'm very sorry. Now, try to introduce yourself a little bit and how the event's been going.
Yeah, so this is my second LAN as a caster and my second time ever casting. So I'm pretty new to this still, but I'm getting my way through, slowly but surely.
I'm loving it. I've tuned into a couple of the casts. You're absolutely killing it, mate. Now, do you want to talk to me a little bit about who came into today as the favourites? Some of those teams that you really got to be keeping an eye out for.
I mean, without contention, the last resort are the one to win Epic LAN. I'd hate to say it, but they're the only one that have a proper standing in the VRS points. I think they're 119th right now in the world, which is pretty good coming to Epic LAN. So they're definitely the favourites coming forward. But there's been 3 upsets.
There have been. I'll get to those in a second. Actually, really exciting because we did get confirmation earlier that we will be getting VRS points for this tournament. HLTV will be covering, which is very exciting. I think we're still yet to find out just how far into the tournament they're going to be covering, whether it will be top 8, top 12, top 16, usually about top 8. But very exciting nonetheless because that does mean teams like TLR get a huge boon in the overall global scene because they've come to these grassroots events. Now, you mentioned upsets to me. Now, talk to me. How great of an upset are we talking here? How depressed should we be?
Fairly depressed. We expect a bit more from Glitch Tech and the Revex game, and it was Glitch Tech that ended up going down in the end.
What went wrong? Was it just sort of like a one-side affair, good start, good half, won the conversions?
I just don't think they had the mentality going into that game. They, they got in their own heads, and they had a good half, and then they just flustered towards the end.
Now, are there any teams that maybe we're not going to get to sing the praises about at the top 8 side of things? Any teams that have kind of won your heart, just enjoying playing them, enjoying watching them, any cool team names? Anything that's won your heart that hasn't been at the top of the leaderboard?
I mean, the first game I cast was the Thatchers versus Washed and Sloshed. So that was 2 interesting team names. It was pretty good game, to be honest. Like we got the expected results, but no, they put up a good fight, 13-8, considering the level of the team that was coming out.
Now, my final question for you before I let you go back, because you absolutely killed. First stage segment as well for you, isn't it? Now, what has been maybe a really hype moment? One moment that you either casted or saw happen, because I know some of the casters like to go stand, watch the games live. Really hype moments, something crazy that's happened so far.
I mean, there's a player, Eden. I'm sure a lot of people at Epic LAN have heard his name. There was a 1 versus 3 on Ancient. It's so close. The hype was there because they flustered around.
That's a shame. We do love Eden Nino. What an absolute legend. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will let you go back. And, yeah, huge round of applause. First stage segment, second LAN, absolutely killing it. Now, I'm going to get, we're going from green caster to greener. I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's any way I could get you to come over. Avi, can you come? I feel so bad. I've just remembered that she's on clutches. Take your time, don't worry. So we're going to be looking at Valorant up next. And Valorant, it was looking like a little bit of a smaller tournament, but then we got a couple of last-minute sign-up come on through. Avi's just coming around now. Oh, kick the chair. Oh, we're getting intense here. Yeah, screw that chair. Get it out of the way. It's a lovely chair, though. Shout out Noble chairs. Love them to pieces. All right, AV, how has your first LAN been so far?
It's been fantastic. It's been a long time coming, I hope. It's been a while since I've been looking to get to Epic, and it's great to finally be here. Great to experience the atmosphere around here.
It has, and I've seen you on the cast as well. I'm going to ask you this moment now, just because I know exactly what the answer is going to be, but for those who maybe haven't seen it, hypest moment of the day, because I got to watch you cast this live.
I think first thing that comes to mind, watch a game, Team Bish Bash Bosh versus Team D&D. We had a player flick through a smoke halfway across the map to hit a shot with an up. It was one of the most beautiful shots I've ever seen. Genuinely jumped out my seat watching it.
It has been, the Valorant has been another caliber this event, which is super exciting. But talking of caliber, can you talk to me about who the sort of top teams coming into this were and whether those expectations have kind of been met?
Yeah, I think a lot of the top teams that we had in mind, because we've been talking the casters amongst ourselves, really, and been thinking, we were looking at Hot Damn as one of the top contenders, especially Aconite as well. But we haven't really seen much from Aconite. They're 3-2 currently. It's not doing badly by any means, but Hot Damn are currently on that hot streak, 5-0 at the moment, but still really solid performance across the board. We've had quite a few upsets, which is nice to see. I think team I do want to highlight is Team Pick and Mix. They've not managed to pick up too many wins. They're currently 2-3, but they've put in some incredible performances, coming pretty much overtime with almost every single team at this point.
Exactly, and that keeps them dangerous. Anyway, I'm going to ask you one more question. What are you most looking forward to for the rest of LAN? Because, I mean, Valorant's only one part. You've had a chance to step away a little bit. What are you looking forward to for the rest of the event?
I'm very much looking forward to hearing about this mysterious pub quiz. I've heard wonders about the Epic LAN pub quiz, so I'm hoping that's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it absolutely is. Anyway, I'm going to let you go sit down. Thank you so much for joining us. Amy, do we have a representative? We do. Azuz, is it? From StarCraft. Huge round of applause for AV and a warm welcome up here for Azuz. Now, I'm going to ask you now, I'll be honest with you, StarCraft and I don't know much about StarCraft, so you're going to have to tell me. I know a couple of the names. Okay. Do we have any returning faces?
We do, yeah. Well, we've got a brand new person to the LAN who's probably the most high-profile player who's been. He's a French guy, Petit Drogo. He's won DreamHack Leipzig in 2016. So he's won like a Tier S tournament, which I don't think we've had someone here before who's done that.
And has he been winning? Has he been dominating, or has it been a little bit more of a scrap?
He's a high seed, so usually in StarCraft you expect when there's a big gap, it's very difficult for the lower player to win that kind of game, you know. So there's very few upsets. Probably the biggest upset we've had so far, we've had Lilypad take a game off Risky, who's won 13 Epic Lands, so he's been big, but he's had a bit of a break, so you know his levels dropped a little bit, and like this guy's probably like 1,000 MMR below him, which is quite a big gap, and he's took a map off him. Didn't take the series, but a map, and that's still huge. That's unexpected, so.
It can bleed, it can die, exactly. But 13, it's been so nice to see so many returning faces come back for it. Have there been any really insane moments you've got to witness so far this event? Because, I mean, it's still early days for you guys, but how's that been going?
We've definitely seen a few interesting series, definitely seen people come out with plans. Because of the changes that have happened recently, there's been a patch, so they've sort of lowered the economy, they've wound it back. The game started out in 2010 with 6 workers, then they took it up to 12 in 2015. It's got dropped back to 8, which has mixed the economy up, which has opened windows to do like more crazy, aggressive things at the start. And we've seen a few players like execute those type of strategies and catch like, people completely off guard. You know, the games have been over within a matter of minutes. So yeah, it's been quite interesting to see how the changes have affected how the game's played. So.
Now, my final question for you is, people that are here, that are part of community, maybe watching other games, that don't really know what StarCraft is, why should they tune in and watch? What makes StarCraft just so cool?
Well, you know, when you're a kid and you're like sort of like, you know, you're picking up games and you've maybe played Command & Conquer. It's just like a better version of Command & Conquer. It's like smoother. You feel like super close to the action, you know, like sort of like I said this to my mate, it was like when you're playing like other strategy games like Age of Empires, you're like sort of like driving the car with like big sticks, but with StarCraft you're holding the wheel. It's like, you know, you're right there connected to it. It's just a brilliant game, really, really good game. And also it's free to play as well, so if you just get on Battle.net, it's free to play. The first campaign's free, the multiplayer is free, and it's a great learning experience as well. It's a really good way to develop and challenge yourself as well because it's 1v1, so.
Thank you so much. Anyway, I'm going to let you go back because I know that you guys are beyond busy still. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much. And then, I don't have an exact number, but the Community Intel Championship is still going on. I know Roos is trying to come back, defend for the 4th title, as we said earlier in the week. DMC with the 6 titles consecutively is kind of the name to beat. So, Roos, a victory here would be insane, but we will have to check in on the Community Championship. On that note, however, the very next stage segment is going to be a mystery community game. Now, I'm going to pretend that I haven't had it spoiled to me, but it is a mystery to the rest of you. So, stick around and we'll have that coming up very soon.